Hey y'all, Hayden here from Alarm Systems Store again, and today I have a video about those new Tactacam cameras that I introduced, I think a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyway, as you can see here, I'm just kind of getting the camera ready. We're actually putting one up on the back of the property, so I'm attaching the antenna, and on the table there you can see the solar panel. It took a minute to get these in, but now that we have one, we're basically just gonna set up a test. The camera that I'm using is the X Gen 2, so it's not the top of the line one. The X Pro is the best one you can get. It's got the GPS and the touch screen on the front of it and all that, but picture-wise and testing the motion and the camera setup, the Gen X2 is going to be fine for that. So that's what we're setting up. But basically I just have all the equipment here to get it attached to the tree we have out at the edge of the property. So now that the camera's pretty much put together, I'm going to start working with the solar panel. And on the bottom here, there's some LEDs, and this actually shows how charged the solar panel is. I do kind of wish the lithium battery had that option as well. And through the app, it might show internal battery level, but at least for the solar panel, you'll know what your battery levels are if you go out and check on it every week or two, or however long you want to leave it out there. But this cord here basically just screws on to the bottom of the solar panel, and that is what connects back to the camera. It actually plugs into the battery pack on the bottom, which I'll show in a few minutes, but and that's how it feeds power to the camera. Now these metal pieces that I'm holding here, this is a mount bracket for that solar panel, and as you can see there's basically teeth on that one piece, and that is the piece that attaches to the tree to keep things in place, or doesn't have to be a tree, I guess, wherever you want to put it, but the plate I'm holding there, that is what attaches to the back of the solar panel. And there's a little nut with it's actually a bolt with a wing nut attached to it that holds that piece in place. And then it's kind of hard to see from this image, but these two metal pieces, where they connect at the top, there are teeth that allow you to set the angle of this bracket. So there you can kind of see it a little bit better, but where they meet up, you put this bolt through that holds both pieces together, but when those teeth meet, it holds it at 30, 60, and 90 degree angles, which I'll kind of show in a minute whenever I start messing with it. But depending on where you are at globally, the sun's obviously going to be in different positions, especially seasonal changes, where you're located on the globe, and you want the best possible angle facing the sun from your position. So for us, generally 30 to 60 degree angle is going to work best, so I set it at 30 here, but that holds that bracket in place, and the solar panel is not very heavy, so even though the bracket looks kind of flimsy and weak, it more than holds it in place. And it's been up for a couple days now, now that I'm actually voicing over this video, and it hasn't moved position whatsoever. So it's all pretty sturdy equipment. And as you can see there, once you have your angle set and you're ready to attach the solar panel, you just put that wing nut on and you're good to go. And now I will say, whenever it comes time to install the solar panel, I would definitely take the solar panel off. I wouldn't try to put the strap on while holding the solar panel attached to the bracket. You'll see me do it in a minute. So anyway, before we go into that, I want to cover the SIM card setup. So we're not actually putting an SD card in this, but we do have to put a SIM card because that is how it accepts the cellular signal. So with these cameras, you get both the option for Verizon and AT&T. So you just pick whichever SIM card that you want to use, and whichever one you think is going to work better in your area. And after you get the camera activated, you can see signal levels. So if you need to, you can swap to the other SIM card and try the other provider, which might give you a little bit better transmission time, better signal overall. So we're doing a Verizon one here because that works pretty well. Here we got a Verizon tower pretty close, and here I'm showing where that cable is going to connect on the camera. So the normal battery pack as well as the lithium battery pack that I have in here is they all have that little rubber grommet that covers up the hole for it, so you just slide that in there after you get the camera mounted and all that. And I'm gonna hop over to being outside. I'm wearing my comfy clothes, so basically I'm just attaching the camera to the tree, and I have this sped up I think 2.5 times, but it took me literally 5 to 10 minutes to get this whole setup going. These cameras are so simple, and activation, I didn't do that portion, but I am going to be doing a video on that next week, so hopefully you'll get a good time frame for that. But I've heard it's incredibly quick, like less than 5 minutes, so that may actually be a short, but I don't know yet. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just using the strap to mount these. So you slide the strap through the back of the camera, it's got slots for it, and then you wrap it around the tree. And here I'm showing a couple images of the setup completely done, just so I don't make you stare at my butt the whole time. And I edited these just a little bit to make them darker, a little bit easier to see, but as you can see, it blends in very well with the environment, especially if it's wooded. I mean, of course, being a trail camera, that makes perfect sense, but because it's cellular and it can report directly to you, it gives a lot better coverage for security purposes. In this picture, I'm about 40 feet away, and you can barely see it. I mean, if you're really looking, you can kind of see the outline of it, but it's almost imperceptible. So these are incredibly good at just giving you that early warning notification that maybe somebody's on the edge of your property, or you could put them closer to the house if you want to, and I'm just doing it at the edge of the property because that's kind of where we have an opening. You can see there we got a fence that goes along the back of the property, but to the left of me is just an open field, so we do get deer and other animals that go through there as well. So that's what I'm kind of looking for, hoping I get some pictures for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. There's not a whole lot to explain. I know it's kind of short video, but as you can see, simple, easy setup for these cameras. Like I said, it maybe took me like 20 to 25 minutes to do all of that together. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at any sort of camera setup for your home. These are a great option for it. And like I said, we'll be back next week with more videos on it. I'm gonna do an activation video and then maybe hook up a couple more of the accessories to it in the future, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, like and subscribe if you are enjoying our content and want to see more of our videos, and I will catch you guys on the next one.